And we're back doing more March Madness stuff. It has been a crazy first 2 days, or actually, it's probably been a very chalk first 2 days, I should probably say, because it is confusing what's been happening this year. It is the first time since 2017 that all 1 through 4 seeds made the round of 32, and it's confusing. People are confused. People don't understand why, and I'm here to break it down for you. First, the only mid-major upsets that we saw this season were 10-seeded New Mexico beating Marquette, 11-seeded Drake beating Missouri, 12-seeded McNeese beating Clemson, and 12-seeded Colorado State beating Memphis. And all of these teams were the best teams in their conferences. We all knew that they were going to be, that they could potentially go on runs. It's just most people, expected one of those 13, 14, 15 seeds to knock off one of these powerhouses, and we just didn't get that this season. And it's not just because the mid majors weren't that good, but there were some lackluster ones near the bottom of that field that just didn't have the star power to really get it done. But it wasn't just the mid majors. The best teams are just dominant this season. Florida is one of the best teams we've seen. These top 4 teams are 4 of the best teams that we've seen in the past couple seasons. Duke with Cooper Flag. Florida is just super hot right now. Auburn has the depth, and Houston has the coaching. Houston's been here. Houston's always here. And even at the 2 line, none of these 2 seeds seem like they're going to be in any trouble. The only 2 seed that had a little bit of trouble in the first round was Alabama with Robert Morris. But even then, they still pulled it out, and that's because Grant Nelson was semi-injured. If it wasn't for him, they probably wouldn't have. It would have never been close to begin with. And Michigan State, everything here just shows you that coaching is the main factor, because all these teams have great coaches. Florida with Todd Golden, Houston with Kelvin Sampson, Auburn has Bruce Pearl, John Shire's been good for Duke, Rick Pitino, obviously legendary coach. Tennessee has Rick Barnes, Alabama with Nate Oates, and then Michigan State with Tom Izzo, obviously. So it also is just the best teams are just actually playing like the best teams this season. They're not falling. We don't have any faulty 2 or 3 seeds. They all deserve to be here. The top of March, or the top of college basketball this season, consisted of these teams year round, and that's just, we don't usually see that. There's a little more fluctuation. But moving on, it's not always just the best teams are dominant. There is one key factor that has really been just changing the landscape of college basketball recently, and that is the transfer portal. You see, last year we had James Madison, a 12 seed, make an upset, and this season we didn't see them at all. And that's because their leading scorer, Terrence Edwards Jr., transferred to Louisville. He left because these teams go on these runs. They get a little more notoriety. They have everyone on their radar, so it just makes them a target, and they just get picked up by another team, and then JMU's back in the gutter for the next 10 seasons. It's just how it is. 2023, FAU, they were there last year too, and then now all of these players are on different teams. John L. Davis transferred to Arkansas. Elijah Martin transferred to Florida. Dusty May Vladislav Golden transferred to Michigan, and then Dusty May left and is now coaching for Michigan. It just makes it hard for these mid-majors to really keep a consistent rotation of talent coming through, while also competing with NIL deals, competing with having their players taken away, competing with having their coaches taken away. They can only do so much. The players and the coaches are going to go where the money is, and I don't blame them for that. It's not their fault. It's just the landscape that we have now. But yes, the transfer portal is the main factor in all of this. It's been changing the landscape for the past couple seasons. I believe it is a good thing, because we're seeing more players get these NIL deals, and there's just more, not fluidity, there's just more variety. And I like the variety, but it leads to years like this, where March Madness this first round isn't exciting as it always is, and people are going to take it out, and people need something to resort to blame it on, and kind of have to go to the transfer portal. But very last reason that this happened the past couple days is, again, because of the coaching changes. All of these coaching positions are open right now. It's all been coaches that have been fired this year, and they've already found some replacements. Indiana, Mike Woodson's out of there. Darian DeVries is in. McNeese, Will Wade. Miami, Jim Larinaga has been out. Yes, we know. NC State lost Kevin Keats, and they bring in Will Wade in. That means Will Wade's leaving McNeese, and McNeese is making McNeese just made it to the second round, and they're not going to be here again next season. I don't know. Well, I mean, we'll have to see, but it's gonna be iffy for them. And then on this side, we just have not even half of the conferences and all of the coaching changes in the past 2 seasons. It's coaching. There's never been a time like this where there's just so much variance and so much change in the college basketball landscape, and that's again why we are not seeing as many upsets this season. But that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, tuning in, subscribing. All of it's much appreciated. I will see you guys in the next one.